Hello learners, I'm Sakshi Tiwari and I welcome you to our Learn to Speak in English Mastery course. This is week 13 of our course where we are learning about being professional. In our last lesson, we learned about workplace communication, including formal and informal communication, and the important vocabulary which is to be used formally at workplace. Now imagine I'm calling you. It's a formal call where I will ask 5 questions to you. I will call you on behalf of Skilling You, okay, to ask or inquire about your membership, and you have to respond to me. You have to ensure that I use all the formal professional vocabulary that we learned yesterday. Are you ready? I hope you are. Hello, I'm Sakshi Tiwari from Skilling You. Am I talking to Baljinder? Is there any error? Yes, there is. Talking to? Am I communicating to Baljinder? So this is the correction.
Sure, go ahead.
Sir, I actually want to ask something to you. Is this okay? It should have been inquire in place of ask, right? Sir, I want to inquire something to you.
Sure.
So your membership for the course will be ending on December 31. Any corrections? Yes, in place of ending, we must use the formal word, more formal word, which is terminate. Sir, your membership for the course will be terminated on December 31.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, have you already finished it? Finished it? Complete, yes? Oh, have you already completed it?
Yes, I've completed it.
Okay. Are you also able to use all its features? Is there any correction? Use, yes. Sir, are you also able to utilize all its features?
Yes, I found most of the features useful, though there were a few I didn't explore fully.
Oh, that's lovely. Sorry for taking your time, sir. Sorry is informal. I apologize for taking your time, sir.
No worries. Thanks for the call.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Lovely. See, I hope you were able to fix my vocabulary before I did. I'm impressed. Now think back to a time when you received a call that left you feeling impressed by the professionalism and the way the person was talking. For instance, recall a time when a customer service representative handled your query efficiently and in a nice manner, making you feel good, making you feel, making the interaction memorable. On the opposite side, on contrary, think of a time when lack of proper etiquette made the conversation very confusing and unpleasant. So missing out on proper telephone etiquettes can lead to misunderstandings, a negative impression in professional communications and whatnot. Today, we are going to talk and learn something similar, which is lesson number 75, telephone etiquettes, where we will understand the importance of telephone etiquettes. Not only this, but we will also learn the key principles of taking professional calls. Additionally, we will practice the phrases and sentences used in professional phone conversations. So first question first, why is it important to talk nicely on calls? What is the importance of telephone etiquettes? Well, see, the first thing is the first impression. Yes, when you meet people, when you talk to them on calls, when you talk to them on video calls, or when you meet them in person, there is impression, that first impression that stays. Yes, and specifically when you're not going to meet that person every day, when the conversations are going to be very limited. So each call, each interaction counts and matters. So the way you handle a call can create a lasting impression of you and your organization. It can either be positive or negative depending upon how you're talking on the call. The second point is professionalism. Proper phone etiquettes show, they show respect and professionalism. The third thing, of course, is the clarity. Good phone manners ensure clear communication and efficient handling of the tasks, right? Now, there are some really important things to keep in mind regarding professional calls. The first thing is answering calls promptly. You must aim to answer calls within 3 rings, all right? I don't mean to say immediately. No. After, 3 rings minimum, So ensure that you're neither too quick nor too late. It's still better to be quicker than to be late. All right. The next principle, the next important point is about introducing yourself. Always start by introducing yourself and your company, right? Now you must have observed whenever I start our lesson, I introduce my name. I share what my name is, and then I also share the company that I work for, the organization that I work for, which is Skilling You, right? The third thing is being polite and courteous. So use polite language and a courteous tone. Talking and communicating is one part of, phone etiquette, telephone etiquette. The second part is listening carefully and actively. So pay close attention to the caller and take notes if necessary, because you would only be able to respond to them correctly if you were able to listen to them correctly at first place. Yes. The next point is about clarity. Be clear and crisp in your communication. I have seen so many people beating around the bush. You just want to say a dialogue. You don't want to build the whole story. Okay, so do not beat around the bush. Be clear and concise in your communication. That would be very much respected and will be time saving. The next point is about holding and transferring. Ask for permission before putting someone on hold or transferring a call. That's a very important etiquette that many people miss on. Okay, so let's say even if you're not, even if it's not a professional call, if you're talking to any of your friends or relative, if there is something urgent that has come up and you're planning to put the call on hold for, let's say, 10 seconds, 20 seconds or a minute, just inform them, okay, that I'm putting the call on hold. Can you please excuse me for a minute, or can I put the call on hold for 20 seconds? So seek the permission. All right. The next point is about taking messages. Write down messages accurately and ensure they reach the intended recipient. Write them down. Many times we are very confident that yes, I remember it, it will be with me, but we never know. And of course, when you close the call, when you end the call, end it on a polite note. Talk politely. Ensure that all the queries, all the questions are answered and addressed. All right. So these are some principles that are very important during taking a professional call. Now, some phrases and sentences for professional calls are very important to be known, right? So let's start knowing some of the phrases and sentences. When you're answering the call, it means, of course, you're receiving a general query, right? You're answering a call. I'm sure there will be a general query about anything that is related to your workplace. So your response can be this one. Good morning. This is Sakshi Tiwari from Skilling You. How can I help you today? Or you can say, hello, Sakshi Tiwari from Skilling You speaking. How may I help you today? Right? So that's how you introduce yourself. That's how you start the conversation on a phone call. Now, let's say if you're putting the call on hold, you need to check for some more information. So you might say that, may I put your call on hold for a moment while I check that information for you? See how polite and nice it sounds, right? You can also say, please hold on for a moment. I'll transfer you to the concerned department. Now, there are times when people deliver the message and you have to communicate it further. So when you're taking the message, it means that the person requested is unavailable. That's why you're noting it down. You can say, could you please leave a message? I'll make sure it reaches, Mr. Praveen Kumar Rajbhar. So let's say the founder and CEO of Skilling You is not around and there is a message for him. So I might say this, right? I can also say that, may I take your name and number? Mr. Praveen Kumar Rajbhar will get back to you shortly. Yes, see how kind and polite it sounds. Now, there is a situation when you have to transfer the call, right? Which means you have to direct the call to the appropriate department. You can say, let me transfer you to the accounts department, right? Please hold on for a moment. Or you can say, I'll connect you with accounts department. Please stay on the line. And not to forget, when you're ending the call, when you are cutting the call? No, cutting the call is a translation. We don't say cut the call. Do you take the scissor and cut the phone? You don't, right? You don't break it. So do not say cutting the call, you can say end the call, or you can say hanging up the call, right? So when you're ending the call, disconnecting the call, or hanging the call, it means you are closing the call and all the queries are resolved. You have to ensure that whenever you're at the professional setup, you're closing the call, you must ensure that all the questions and queries of the person who's on the line are answered. Okay, so while ending the call, you might say, "Thank you for calling at Skilling You. Have a great day ahead." Or you can also ask before ending or before saying this that, "Is there anything else I can assist you with? If not, thank you for calling at Skilling You. Have a wonderful day ahead." Alright, so I hope you understand how these dialogues, knowing how to talk on call, can build lasting impression, can build your credibility at workplace. Alright, now as we've known some dialogues that we must use on a phone call, on a professional phone call, let's practice them as well. I'm going to share or list down some scenarios, and you have to participate. You have to speak one part of the dialogue and I'll speak the other part of the dialogue. Now here is scenario number 1, where you're receiving a general inquiry. I'm going to call you and you have to respond. You have to see that how you're going to respond. Here are the dialogues. I will read the caller's dialogue and you will read the other person's dialogue. Are you ready? Let's get started in 3, 2, 1, start. "Hi Priya, I'm calling to inquire about your product XYZ. Can you tell me more about its features and pricing?" "Yes, please. Also, can you confirm if it comes with a warranty?" "That sounds good. Please send me the brochure and warranty details." Nice. I hope you were able to speak your part efficiently. Here is the next scenario, which is putting the call on hold. Yes, so scenario is that needing to check information and the call is being put on hold. So let's get started. "Sure, I'll wait." "That works for me. Please go ahead with the order." Now you're going to take the message because the person who was requested is unavailable. "Sure, please let him know that Miss Tiwari called regarding the marketing proposal. My number is 100000000." Now you're going to direct the call, okay, to the appropriate department. Let's see how you talk. "All right, thank you." Nice. And now we've reached to the end of the call, where you are going to end the call. "Thank you for your help. You too have a good day." See how nice it was. I hope you understood how easily we can talk on call, and it's all matter of practice, being very clear and conscious about the vocabulary that you're going to use. Okay, it's all about being professional, sounding professional, using the appropriate and right words at the right time. Okay, nice. I hope you had a wonderful experience of detailed exchange for each scenario. I hope you were able to show and demonstrate effective communication in a professional telephone conversation. It's all about the vocabulary, the choice of words, and how you approach the situation. Okay, the more you practice, the better you get at it. Before we end our lesson, let me ask you a few questions. Let me walk you through some practice activities, and all that you have to do is to answer promptly and quickly. Okay, so here are some statements and you have to complete them with appropriate phrases and words. The first one, "May I dash you on hold for a moment while I check that information for you?" Put, right? Well done. The next one, "Thank you for calling. Is there anything else I can dash you with?" assist you with. Very well done. The third one is, I will dash you to our sales department. Please hold on for a moment. You can either use connect or transfer. Well done. Now I'm going to ask you a few questions where I'm also going to give you some options, and you have to choose the best response for each situation. The situation is, a customer asks for product details. What should you do? What should be your response? A. Transfer the call to another department. B. Put them on hold without explanation. And C. Provide them with the information they requested. I hope you said option C, provide them with the information they requested. Yes, the next one is, you need to take a message for a colleague who is not available. What should you say? Option A, I'm sorry, he's not available right now. Option B, I'll take a message and make sure he gets it. And option C, please call back later. I hope you said option B. Yes, that's a kinder response and a generous one, that I'll take the message and make sure he gets it. Scenario number 3, a customer wants to know about the delivery status of their order. How are you going to respond to it? Let me check that for you. Please hold on. Option B, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Option C, please call back later. I hope you said option A, right? Let me check that for you. Please hold on. Excellent. Here is the last one for you, and all that you have to do is, you have to tell me if it's true or false. Okay? Putting a caller on hold without asking is good customer service. It's a false, right? The next one, taking accurate messages includes noting down the caller's name and phone number. Absolutely true. The third one, ending a call abruptly, on a rough note, is acceptable if you are busy. Completely false, right? Yes. Great. I hope you were able to answer all the questions, and with this we've come to the end of our lesson, which was on workplace telephone etiquettes. Mastering telephone etiquettes is crucial for professional communication, right? By applying these principles, you can create positive impressions and handle calls effectively. Remember, every call counts. Every call is an opportunity to showcase professionalism. So practice these skills to excel in your professional interactions. Refer to the notes, okay? Because in the notes also, you would find these dialogues. Practice them as much as you can. I'll see you in the next session. Don't forget to attend the activity of the day. Till then, keep learning, keep growing. Happy learning.